Being broke isn't just about your bank balance. It's about how it shapes your sense of self. It quietly rewrites your story, making you question your worth and potential. Financial pressure becomes a heavy coat, influencing every step and every relationship. You start to believe your presence is a burden, pulling back from those you love. Your financial situation dictates your confidence, your posture, and your energy. The real struggle isn't the empty bank account, it's the erosion of your self-worth. Remember, your value can't be measured in dollars. Most see being broke as a problem to fix with budgets or side hustles, but the real impact is psychological. It rewires your brain to see only threats and limitations. For men, financial instability strikes at the core of identity, fueling shame and silence. This shame leads to emotional retreat, creating distance from loved ones. You hide pain behind a mask, believing you must fix things before you can be present, but your family wants you, not just your paycheck. The cycle of isolation and shame deepens the pain for everyone. True connection starts with vulnerability, not financial perfection. For many men, money equals confidence and control. It's not just about providing. It's about feeling capable and secure. When money is tight, self-worth crumbles, replaced by shame and withdrawal. You feel invisible, unworthy, and start pulling away from your partner. The intimacy fades, replaced by guarded tension and silence. You say you're just tired, but inside you feel lost. Your partner senses the wall, missing the man behind the worry. Remember, your worth isn't tied to your wallet. Financial hardship isn't just a problem, it feels like a personal failure. Society links a man's worth to his ability to provide, making setbacks feel like inadequacy. Shame grows, leading to emotional withdrawal and isolation. You hide your struggle, believing it's yours alone to bear. This distance confuses and hurts your partner who just wants to help. Trying to fix things alone only deepens the emotional gap. Healing starts by letting loved ones in, not by carrying the burden alone. Shame from financial struggle builds an invisible wall between you and those you love. Every avoided conversation and moment of solitude adds another brick. Your partner feels the distance, often mistaking it for a lack of love. You try to protect them from your pain, but end up isolating yourself. This cycle of shame and withdrawal only deepens the crisis. Most partners want honesty and presence, not perfection. Breaking the wall takes courage. The courage to be vulnerable and real. True connection is built on shared struggle, not silent suffering. The instinct to protect your family is powerful. But when faced with financial failure, this instinct can become twisted. You see your anxiety as a contagion you must contain, leading to emotional quarantine. You think you are protecting them from the storm, but you are leaving them outside in the rain. The very act you believe is preserving your family's well-being is often the act that causes the most profound emotional damage. True protection isn't about hiding the struggle, it's about facing it together. This vulnerability isn't weakness, it is the ultimate act of trust. The most protective thing you can do is to be honest and let the people who love you help you carry the load. For many men, their value is tied to their ability to provide, to control, and to achieve. Money becomes the ultimate symbol of power, representing freedom and the strength to navigate life's challenges. When your financial life is healthy, you feel in control. Providing for loved ones is a tangible expression of love and pride. So, when the money disappears, it's not just your bank account that feels empty, it's your entire confidence account. The hit to your self-worth is immediate. You start to feel small, and a deep shame settles in, whispering that you are failing. You start to believe that your financial status is written on your forehead for all to see. It's a visceral reaction to feeling stripped of your power and value. This shift changes everything. The erosion of confidence leads to a retreat from your partner. You stop opening up and conversations become short. You seek solitude because being around others feels like a performance. This withdrawal is a defense mechanism to hide your vulnerability. You see a judge instead of a teammate, projecting your insecurities. This makes genuine connection feel impossible. The real reason you're distant is that you feel lost, like you've lost your identity. Your partner senses this shift, feeling the emotional space growing between you. They don't understand your withdrawal isn't about a lack of love for them, but a lack of love for yourself. They interpret it as rejection, creating a painful cycle. When you are broke and your confidence is shattered, you start to tell yourself a dangerous story. It's a story of conditional worth, a fantasy about a future day when everything will be okay again. The script for this story goes something like this. Once I fix this money problem, then I'll be okay. Then I'll be the man I'm supposed to be. Then I'll be worthy of love and respect again. This mindset, while seemingly hopeful, is actually a trap. It postpones your happiness and your sense of self-worth to an undefined future, making your current state a period of purgatory you must simply endure in silence. This fantasy of the fix becomes your primary motivation, but it's a motivation rooted in shame, not in healthy ambition. You become obsessed with solving the external problem, the lack of money, believing it is the only key to unlocking your internal peace. You might work longer hours, take on stressful side hustles, or spend nights sleeplessly crunching numbers, all in pursuit of that magical day when the balance sheet looks right again. You pour all your energy into this singular goal, neglecting your emotional health, your physical well-being, and most critically, your relationships. You are so focused on becoming worthy in the future that you completely abandon the man you are in the present. The problem is, that day of financial salvation keeps getting pushed further and further away. Life is complex, and financial recovery is rarely a straight line. There are setbacks, unexpected expenses, and moments where progress feels impossibly slow. Each time that finish line moves, the weight of your perceived failure gets heavier. The hope that once fueled you begins to curdle into despair. The belief that you can fix it starts to fade, replaced by a terrifying fear that maybe you can't. This cycle of raised hopes and crushing disappointments is emotionally devastating and only serves to reinforce the core belief that you are not in control. This constant postponement of self-acceptance is incredibly damaging. By telling yourself you will only be worthy when you are implicitly telling yourself that you are worthless now, you are teaching your own heart and mind that your value is not inherent, it is conditional and must be earned through financial success. This is a cruel bargain to make with yourself. It denies you the grace and self-compassion needed to navigate difficult times. It isolates you in a prison of your own making, where the only visitor is the ghost of the successful man you believe you are supposed to be, a constant reminder of how far you feel you have fallen. While you are lost in your internal battle, consumed by shame and the desperate need to fix your financial situation, your partner is on a completely different journey. They are experiencing the fallout of your withdrawal, and it's a deeply painful and confusing experience for them. From their perspective, the problem isn't the lack of money, it's the lack of you. They didn't fall in love with your bank account or your job title. They fell in love with your spirit, your humor, your kindness, your presence. And now, that person seems to have disappeared, replaced by a distant, worried stranger. Their frustration and hurt often have nothing to do with a desire for material things. They are not upset because you can't afford expensive dinners or lavish vacations. They are upset because they can't reach you. They miss the simple, everyday moments of connection that form the foundation of a loving relationship. They miss the easy laughter over a shared meal, the late-night conversations about dreams and fears, the feeling of being a team facing the world together. They see you suffering alone and feel powerless to help because you have built a wall around yourself that they cannot seem to penetrate. This emotional distance can be incredibly damaging. When you repeatedly say you're fine while your actions scream that you are not, it creates a break in trust. Your partner may start to doubt their own perceptions, wondering if they are imagining the problem, or they may feel that you don't trust them enough to share your burdens, which can feel like a deep rejection. They may get frustrated, not because they need your money, but because they need your honesty. They need to know what is happening in your inner world so they can understand and support you. The tragic misunderstanding is that while you are trying to become worthy again by fixing the finances, your partner is just waiting for you to come back. They don't need you to be a provider with a perfect track record. They need you to be present. They need you to be vulnerable. They need you to let them in. The very thing you are withholding, your true, struggling, authentic self, is the only thing they actually want. They are not waiting for you to become a financial success. They are simply waiting for you to come home to the relationship, to let them love the man you are right now, struggles and all. As financial shame presses down, a sinister shadow creeps in, depression. It's a fog, obscuring your world until you can no longer see the path forward. The vibrant colors of life fade. The future feels like a vast, empty expanse. Your focus narrows to simply surviving the day. Small joys no longer register. your mind occupied by worry. This is exhausting, draining your energy. Your spirit checks out, lost in the fog of anxiety and despair. The worst part? It convinces you this survival is normal, whispering lies that joy is unaffordable. It isolates you from happiness. Building a future is replaced by enduring the present. Your energy is consumed by holding yourself together. You're merely a custodian of ruins as the shadow of depression grows. One of the first signs that depression is tightening its grip is the way you begin to communicate with the world, or rather, the way you stop. The phone in your pocket starts to feel like a lead weight, triggering anxiety. The effort required to formulate a response feels monumental, so you let the messages sit there, unread. Your silence becomes a clear signal that you are pulling away. This retreat extends to your commitments and social life. Plans that you once looked forward to now feel like unbearable obligations, so you start canceling. Each cancellation provides a momentary sense of relief, but this relief is fleeting, and it is quickly replaced by a deeper sense of guilt and isolation. You are not canceling plans, you are trying to cancel the pain, retreating into the perceived safety of solitude, not realizing that this solitude is the very thing that is feeding the depression. Depression impacts your sleep. For some, sleep becomes an escape. You sleep too much, seeking refuge from anxiety. Waking up feels like a punishment. For others, sleep becomes an impossibility. The night becomes a battleground. Your mind races, replaying mistakes. You watch the clock, dreading the next day. This disruption has devastating consequences. Lack of sleep depletes cognitive function and shortens your fuse. Whether sleeping too much or not at all, you move through your days disconnected. This war with sleep is profoundly lonely, reinforcing the feeling of being broken. The most painful part is the conviction that no one understands what you're going through. You feel like you are on a completely different planet. This belief is a lie whispered by your depression, that your pain is unique. It feels safer to suffer in silence than risk being misunderstood, creating a feedback loop of isolation. Because you believe no one will get it, you don't talk, denying yourself connection. Your silence becomes the wall of an echo chamber repeating, "No one gets it, I am completely alone. Millions have walked this path." This belief becomes the final lock on the door of your self-imposed prison. Right here, right now, in the middle of this struggle, you are not alone. The pain you feel is real. These are not signs of weakness, they are battle scars. It is okay to admit that it hurts. Acknowledging the pain is the first step toward healing. Valleys are not dead ends, they are places of immense potential. This difficult valley is not a punishment, it is a preparation. It is a single scene, not the whole movie. This struggle is something you are going through, it is not who you are. This moment is where your character is being revealed and refined. This is where your real story begins. The path out is a steady climb. It begins with accepting this truth. Your worth is not tied to your bank account. Your value as a human being has absolutely nothing to do with the currency you hold. My worth is not tied to my bank account. Society has sold us a lie that our financial status is the ultimate scorecard. Your worth is a solid, unbreakable core of who you are. Your pockets might be empty, but your heart and mind are not. Strength can only be forged in the fires of adversity. You are still lovable. The powerful, valuable, and lovable core of who you are remains untouched. Healing is not a race. It is a gradual process of rebuilding, one brick at a time. It starts with the decision to simply begin, reclaiming your mind from chaos. Start with the smallest of wins. Make your bed. It is your first accomplishment of the day. Take a walk. Feel the sun or the wind on your skin. Drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. Write down one thing you are grateful for each day. They are anchors that hold you steady in the storm, reminding your mind that even in hardship there is still good to be found. Remember, how you respond to this moment absolutely defines you. Right now, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads deeper into isolation and despair. The other path is the climb. This is where you decide who you are going to be. Will you allow this experience to make you bitter or stronger and wiser? Your response to hardship is the lesson. This is the time to rebuild from the inside out, on your character, your integrity, your resilience, your kindness, and your love for yourself. Take a deep breath. You are still here. This is about a comeback of the spirit, becoming a man you are proud of because of who you chose to become when you had nothing. That is a victory no one can ever take away from you. The second step is one of the hardest yet most transformative. You must break the vow of silence you have made with yourself. You do not have to carry this immense weight all on your own. The single most powerful act you can take is to reach out and speak your truth. True strength is found in the courage to be vulnerable and admit that you need help. If you have the means, I strongly encourage you to speak with a professional, like a therapist or a counselor. These are trained professionals who can provide you with tools, strategies, and a safe, non-judgmental space. Let go of the outdated notion that asking for help makes you weak. Real, undeniable strength is having the courage to lower the drawbridge, to reach out your hand when you are drowning. This act of reaching out is a declaration of your will to survive and to heal. Once you begin to mend your mental foundation, the next step is to build a practical plan. But, do not pressure yourself to go from broke to millionaire overnight. Setting unrealistic goals is like trying to sprint a marathon when you're still learning to walk. Your comeback plan should not be a prison of impossible expectations. It must be a blueprint for slow, steady progress. Start small to create momentum and rebuild your confidence. Pick one skill to improve or find manageable side hustles online. Create a basic budget to reclaim control and remove the fear of the unknown. Commit to one small step forward each day. Each step is a brick in the foundation of your new future, rebuilding your finances and confidence. The instinct when you are feeling low is to hide, to retreat into the perceived safety of your home. But isolation is the enemy of recovery. It is the echo chamber where shame and sadness grow louder and more distorted. You must intentionally break this pattern and reconnect with the world outside your own four walls. You have to push yourself, even when it feels like the last thing you want to do, to get involved with the energy and movement of life again. Surrounding yourself with people and activity is like plugging a dead battery into a charger. It will slowly begin to restore your own depleted energy and reignite your spirit. You don't need money to reconnect. The most powerful connections are often free. Go outside and simply walk through a public space like a park or a busy town square. Sit on a bench and just watch the world go by. This simple act of observation reminds you that you are part of a larger community, that life, in all its variety and complexity, is still unfolding all around you. It helps to pull you out of the claustrophobic confines of your own problems and offers a much-needed sense of perspective. You are not the only person in the world with struggles. You are one of many, all navigating this journey. Look for free local groups or clubs that align with your interests. It could be a hiking group, a book club at the local library, a pickup basketball game at the park, or a chess club. Engaging in a shared activity gives you a reason to interact with people without the pressure of forced conversation. The focus is on the activity, which allows for natural, low-stakes connections to form. You start to remember what it feels like to be part of a team, to laugh with others, and to be seen as a person with interests and skills, not just as someone defined by their financial situation. Consider volunteering your time. This is one of the most powerful ways to rebuild your sense of worth because it shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have to give. When you help out at a soup kitchen, an animal shelter, or a community cleanup, you are making a tangible, positive impact on the world. You receive immediate feedback that your actions matter, that you are a person of value who can contribute to the well-being of others. This act of service is a potent antidote to feelings of worthlessness. It reminds you that even when your pockets are empty, your hands and your heart are not. The final and most profound step in this act of rebuilding is to reclaim your identity. For a long time, you may have unknowingly defined yourself almost exclusively by your role as a provider. Your job, your income, your ability to pay the bills, these became the pillars upon which your entire sense of self was built. When those pillars crumbled, it felt like your whole identity collapsed with them. But you are not just a provider. That is one small role you play, not the entirety of who you are. The real work now is to rediscover and embrace the vast, multifaceted man you are beyond your financial status. You are a thinker. You have a mind filled with unique ideas, hard-won wisdom, and a perspective that no one else has. You have thoughts on life, on love, on the world. You have the ability to solve problems, to be creative, and to learn. You are a friend. You have the capacity for loyalty, for humor, for deep connection. You are the person someone calls when they need advice or just a listening ear. That quality has nothing to do with how much money you make. You are a partner capable of giving and receiving love, support, and intimacy. Your value in a relationship is measured by your presence, not your presence. You are a dreamer. You still have hopes, passions, and interests that exist completely independent of your career. What did you love to do before the weight of the world settled on your shoulders? Was it music, art, sports, building things with your hands? Reconnect with those parts of yourself. They are the core of your spirit, the things that make you feel alive. You are a man with light inside you, a unique spark that the world needs. This struggle has dimmed that light, but it has not extinguished it. Your job is to gently fan that ember back into a flame. This is why you must rebuild from the inside first. Chasing money as the primary solution is like trying to fix a building's cracked foundation by just putting a new coat of paint on the walls. It might look better for a little while, but the underlying structure is still weak. True, lasting strength comes from reinforcing your internal foundation, your self-worth, your character, your identity. The money will come, opportunities will arise. But the self-worth, that has to be rebuilt intentionally piece by you. And the man you become in that process is richer than any bank account could ever make you. Rebuilding confidence includes repairing connections. The walls you built may have protected your ego, but starved your relationship. Emotional distance left your partner feeling confused and isolated. Now become the architect of trust once more. Dismantle those walls and build a bridge back to the heart of the person waiting for you. It's about quiet courage and profound honesty. Open up completely, put down your armor, and be vulnerable. Tell them the raw, unfiltered truth. Vulnerability is the bedrock of true intimacy. Real strength is showing your imperfections and trusting your partner with your whole self. Be present, be honest, and create an emotionally safe space. Invite them into your world again, as your teammate and partner. Rebuilt trust is deeper than any facade. It's a bond proving your connection is based on shared humanity. One of the most insidious traps is the belief that you must wait until it is over to feel worthy of love and happiness. You must stop waiting for a future version of yourself to be worthy of your own compassion. The time is now, right here, in the messy, imperfect, and challenging present moment. This process starts by consciously ceasing to prove your worth to the world. You do not need to justify your existence or earn your place. It is time to set it down. You have nothing to prove. The real work is about coming home to yourself. You can cultivate this self-love through small, deliberate, daily acts of kindness toward yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, not with the critical eye of a judge, but with the gentle gaze of a friend. You are teaching yourself, through consistent action, that you are someone worth smiling at. The real success in life is becoming someone you are proud to be, especially when life is hard. As you walk this path, remember you are not behind in life. Let go of comparison. There is no universal schedule. This is a season, not a failure. Winter is not a mistake, but a period of rest. Seasons change, the ice will thaw, emerge fortified. Use this moment to grow, not just endure. Embrace the courage to be unfinished. Growth is a messy, non-linear process. You are a dynamic, evolving story. This chapter is where the hero is forged. In the grand scheme of your life, money will come and money will go. You may experience periods of abundance and periods of scarcity. Financial tides rise and fall for everyone. The job you have today, you may not have in 5 years. The car you drive, the house you live in, these are all transient. They are temporary fixtures in the landscape of your existence. Chasing them as the ultimate prize is like trying to capture the wind. They are parts of the journey, but they are not the destination. The real destination is the person you become along the way. The man you become through the struggle, that is forever. The resilience you are forging right now, the ability to get knocked down and find the strength to stand back up, becomes a permanent part of your character. The empathy you are developing for others, born from your own pain, will make you a better friend, partner, and human being for the rest of your life. The wisdom you are gaining about what truly matters, love, connection, integrity, self-worth, is an inner wealth that can never be lost, stolen, or diminished. This is the alchemist's gift, turning the lead of hardship into the gold of character. You are not alone in this. Your story of struggle and comeback is a thread in the vast, intricate tapestry of the human experience. By walking this path with honesty and courage, you give others permission to do the same. You are not done. Your best days are not behind you. In fact, your story is just getting started. This chapter, the one that feels so difficult right now, is the very chapter that will give the rest of your story its meaning, its depth, and its power. It is the foundation upon which all future victories will be built, making them that much sweeter. So, stand tall, even if your legs feel weak. Look forward, even if the path is not yet clear. You are the author of the next chapter. Fill it with courage, with self-compassion, with small steps, and with a stubborn refusal to be defined by your circumstances. Remember that the ultimate comeback is not just about rebuilding your bank account, it is about reclaiming your soul. And the man who does that, the man who walks through the fire and emerges wiser, stronger, and more whole, is a man who has achieved the only success that truly matters.